What is up, guys? Blunt Guts here. This is a Watch Your Realms video. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. I truly appreciate it. Please do like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content. So I got a special one for you today. I'm number 8 on the world rankings right now. I've gone through all of the top 20 on here, and I didn't go through all 100 that are on the leaderboard right now, but I did go through the top 20. There's no hex that's anywhere close to the damage that I'm getting out of mine. Obviously, there are some accounts that are pretty beefy up here. I'm level 95. I'm surrounded by a bunch of 100s. We got to go down another 4 spots to get to somebody else who is not at level 100. And it's just a lot of really high-level accounts that are in here. A lot of whales, truth be told. A lot of people that have more awakenings than I do. I'm pretty proud of the fact that I am at number 8 right now without only an A1 Setram, an A0 Zilitu, an A0 Silas, but my big, bad-ass daddy Hex is A5, and he is carrying this team. Now, Silas and Zilitu are the only other heroes on the team that are doing like a significant amount of damage. I think in and of itself, that's a statement about how much damage Hex is doing. I don't want to give it away quite yet. I will reveal how much damage I did on this run, which is by far the highest that I've done on a single run. I usually do this same comp every single day. I do it manual. I'm a guild boss addict, so to speak. I like to see if I can't beat my score. I'm not sure if this is my highest score. It's certainly close. I've broken 91k blood in the past, but I'm not sure if I've... I might be like maybe by 100, maybe 200, something like that. Damage distribution is just more heavily weighted towards Hex on this run. So much so, in fact, that I did want to post a video about it, honestly, and show off a little bit. So let me see if I can't show you what my Hex is working with here. So he is, obviously he's got a Sutra of Caprice. He is A5. You wouldn't be able to put these kind of numbers out if he was not. Honestly, if he didn't have both of those things, there's no way he would be able to. His attack is at 16,245, which is pretty high for a Hex. He's in 2 attack bonus pieces on the right side, 1 crit damage piece. He's also got 360% crit damage. He's got crit capped, obviously, and he is fully skilled up, of course. His attack speed is just a touch lower than I'd like it to be. I'd prefer it to be up around 400, but I don't quite have the gear to make that happen yet. I am just stacking as much attack as I can on him while still maintaining solid crit damage, and it has yielded results. Like I said, I did go through the top 20 on here. I looked at every other Hex. Nobody's close to the damage that I'm getting. Let's get into the run. Let me show you what I did and how I did it. Enjoy. All right, guys, so that run is in the books. Let's take a look at the damage breakdown here. I can show you a little bit about how everything shook out. There's that number that I was talking about. 332 million damage from Hex. Good God. It is redonkulous. Now, I've actually seen Zilitu quite a bit higher in certain cases. I think 220 million is about the highest I've seen her in this comp. I have seen Silas also up around 170 million or so. So I've gotten a little more out of him. Considering both of them are A0, I think that's pretty ridiculous at the end of the day. It should be noted that, at least as far as I know anyway, the guild boss, the damage that you do against the shield does not get counted into this total damage calculation. So it could be that this run in particular, for whatever reason, more of the damage that Zilitu and Silas did was eaten up by the shield. I certainly know that's the case for Setram, that a lot of his damage gets eaten up by the shield. Hex is... I don't know. I usually see him between 305 and 315 million. 332 million really just blew me away today, and it made me want to create this video. I am so proud of my baby Hex. I just thank you RNG gods for giving me A5 Hex a month or so ago when we had his banner. It was a glorious day. I'm hoping I get similar luck on the Eovar banner this weekend. Anyway, let me get to the gear. I'm going to show you what went into building this team. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that run. So this is the team right here. As you can see, without friend assist on, I can't friend assist the Leia that I use typically, although I will say that it is, I believe, an A1 Leia. And it certainly does have a level 25 Spirit Horn on the Leia, so she immediately has her ultimate available every time that I do deploy her. If you didn't notice that in the video, that is super important in order to make this team comp work. Really, you need to be able to kind of minimize the amount of downtime on Leia's, and you want to be rotating in Laurel as well, so you can't be waiting for that rage to count up on Leia so that she can use her ultimate. You really need to be able to use it immediately upon deployment. So the team, 867,000 battle power. It is up around, I want to say like 940-ish with the Leia included there. So I am gaining about, like, I don't know, 60 some odd. Is that right? 60 some odd? Not 70 some odd thousand battle power from the Leia. It's a beefy team. I've had beefier teams that have done a lot less damage, though. Let's take a look at the gear real quick. I'm going to show you what the heroes that are contributing to this run, what they're wearing. So we've got Twinfiend up first. He's at 85k battle power. He is in Soulbound Arcana. You're going to see a lot of Soulbound Arcana and Infernal Roar in this team. If that wasn't a given, then you should. You're not putting out these kind of numbers without gold sets on, that's for sure. So he's in Warlord and Soulbound Arcana. Total stats for him: 16,424 attack. He does have 363 attack speed, which gives him a 1.5 second attack interval. He does have 100% crit rate, obviously, 335% crit damage, pretty solid. He's got 40% rage regen. I want to juice as many Twinfiend ultimates out as I can, and with the added rage regen from Leia and from Laurel, that really helps to support kind of boosting the damage as much as possible. And it's not just about enhancing the Zilitu damage with that, although that is a big part of it. It's also the fact that he is, because he's A1, he is putting up a 25% magic and physical damage reduction, or increase, excuse me, onto the guild boss, which is enabling everybody in the comp. So he's really helping to bring about more damage for Hex, even though Hex is not actually on the Infernal team in this comp. As far as artifacts concerned, I do have his exclusive artifact. That does help out a lot, although I will say that you could also swap in a level 25 Nightmare Samsara, and there would be a minimal difference in the total output. As far as the rage is concerned, this is going to give you a bit more damage than you would get with the Nightmare Samsara. You could also do a Tear of Twilight. I found that when I'm using this comp, and especially because Twinfiend is not in the Dolores range, he's not really there to do damage. He is there primarily to enhance the damage of Zilitu and to provide debuffs on the boss. And so that's why I have him set up this way. The exclusive artifact does a fantastic job of that. It provides steadier rage regen than the Nightmare Samsara does, so there is that, but they're not miles apart, so you could swap that in if you wanted to. Let's take a look at our Zilitu. She is in Infernal Roar. I have had her in Soulbound Arcana in the past. I have found that, and I'm not sure why this is, because I think the Soulbound Arcana bug does still persist on the global servers. I found that Infernal Roar actually does provide better damage overall, so that's why I have her in this. I'm not sure why that is, but that has been my experience. So Zilitu has 16,109 attack. She does have a 1.5 second attack interval at 337 speed. Again, I'd like more speed, but when I put more speed and sacrificed attack as a result of that, it hasn't produced better results. So that's why I have her going this way. Crit capped, obviously, 381% speed. Crit damage, 381% crit damage, 381% speed would be pretty bonkers. But she does have a lot of crit damage on her. I believe she's in 2 crit damage pieces, yep, and 1 attack bonus piece on the right side. Warlord set on the left, of course. And as far as an artifact, I do have her, surprise, surprise, in a level 25 Wailing Skull. Let's take a look at our Setram. Setram is at 18,186 attack. I do like to stack 2 attack bonus pieces and 1 crit damage piece on the right side for Setram because he does have a higher than typical marksman attack. That would be even greater if I did have him A2, but I've only got him A1. I didn't mention Zilitu is only A0, so she's not getting any bonuses from Awakening. She does have that short ultimate duration, short 35 seconds, but it's not the 45-second one that you would be getting if you had her A3 or higher. Setram does have 36% rage regen, which does help out quite a bit in helping him get back around. He is outside Laurel range, so he is not getting boosted rage from Laurel. He is getting Dolores's attack buff, so he is getting inspiration from Dolores. He is at 78.5% crit rate, which is crit capped for him because he's only attacking 1 target. He is going to build up extra bonus crit on the guild boss because of his passive. He's also got 343% crit damage. Let's keep it with the damage. Let's go to Silas. Silas is also an Infernal Roar, similar to Zilitu. I have tried him in a Soulbound Arcana, but I wasn't able to get anywhere near the results I've gotten with the Infernal Roar set. I'm not sure what that interaction's about, but he is better in Infernal Roar in my experience, which is really how it should be at the end of the day. I mean, he's a hero who has a skill set that does scream Infernal Roar, so it makes sense that it should be doing more. You would think that with that bug that he would be doing more with Soulbound Arcana, but that just hasn't been my experience. So he's only got 11,000 attack, but he does all of his damage in the ultimate when he's ignoring defense. That's why he doesn't need to have a crazy amount of attack, which is also why I've got him in Annihilating Might on the left side rather than in Warlord. He does have 394 speed. He's got obviously crit capped, 408% crit damage. He's a beast. He's got a little bit of rage regen on there. It does help him out a little bit in getting back around to his ultimate and keeping that somewhat in line with the Dolores buff. But with all the different rage regen going on, it's impossible to have just a full Dolores duration every time I use Silas's ultimate. I'd love to be able to get into a spot where I could do that, but as of right now, I can't really do that. He would need a little bit more rage regen, and it's just too much to juggle. And I think that on balance, my experience has been that if I am waiting more than a few seconds to activate his ultimate, it is not worth waiting for the Dolores buff. It just doesn't. It might be for that individual ultimate, but I'm looking at the entire 4 minute and 40 second or so run, and it does not. It does not work out better for him if I'm holding his ultimate for too long. So that rage regen helps minimize the amount of time that I am missing it when the Dolores buff is up. So that is something for sure. Speaking of damage, who else do we got in here? Nobody really. I mean, I've gone through the 5 damage healers. Aracha doesn't do anything. Everybody else is there to support. We can take a look at Aracha's gear, but it's kind of immaterial because she does not do a crazy amount of damage. So Aracha has a lot of attack on her right now. 18,059 attack. She does have 313 speed. Again, that could be higher. She's not quite crit capped. Her gear could be optimized a little bit more, but she doesn't do any damage anyway, really. She's just there as filler in between Leia deployments. She does have 321% crit damage, so it's not bad gear, but it's not amazing by any means either. yeah, I don't have much else to say about her. She is fully skilled up. Artifact-wise, I do have a Wailing Skull on her, which is part of the reason why I want to stack as much attack stats on as possible. It's really more for the Wailing Skull damage than anything else, in all honesty, because she herself does pretty poor damage, so there's no reason to have her in there for that. I go back here, and let's see, who are we going to start? Let's look at Dolores. Pretty standard invigoration set here. Everything is attack bonus piece with attack rolls on it. I try to stack a little bit of rage regen. She does have 27%. I am getting another 40% or so from the Pantheon, and then of course she's also getting 50% rage regen from the Golden Scarab. So she is at, let's see, 50 plus the 27 is 77 plus another 40, and she's about 117% rage regen, which is ridiculous. I mean, anything past 100 is just gravy. She's a beast. She does have 14,000 attack, and all these other stats, they don't matter. So we're not even going to go through them. But 14,000 attack is pretty solid. You can see her HP is just enough to survive the fight. That is really all that matters. Let's take a look at our Hollow next. So Hollow is in lots of rage regen is really the theme here. Invigoration set as well. Obviously, she's going to be providing the invigoration buff in this fight. I think to Setram is who she provides it to. She is in rage regen ring. She's got an attack speed neck. She also has an attack bonus bangle on. Now, the main thing here is lots of attack speed, lots of rage regen. As you can see, she's at 135% rage regen. Both of these pieces on the left-hand side do have rage regen and attack speed. We're really just trying to work back around to that ultimate as quickly as possible, as much as possible. And we enable this by stacking as much rage regen as possible. Honestly, I could probably put her in a Golden Scarab, but she is in a Euphoric Orb. That is enhancing everybody else's damage, and given the diminishing returns on rage regen, I don't know that that would actually make a huge difference if I were to put her in a Golden Scarab. So I don't know if that would be better, but certainly it might be something I'd play around with in the future just to see. But anything, from what I know anyway, anything past 100% rage regen is kind of redundant. It doesn't really help you out as much. There's diminishing returns. So at this point, she's at 135.5%, plus another 40% from the Pantheon, puts her up at about 175% rage regen, which is ridiculous. I don't know how much benefit I'm getting from that, but I also know that she is got almost 600 speed here. She's at 580 speed. Her attack interval or heal interval is at 1.4 seconds. So I've more than cut it in half from the base of 3 seconds. And I don't know that I'd be getting that much more from doing anything else. There's more than enough healing to keep everybody alive in the fight. So there's really no need to stack attack or anything like that. So that's why I have her built the way that she is built. Let's take a look at our Laurel, which really doesn't matter. I do have her in rage regen. That's for arena, though, not for this. She does have an invigoration set on. That's there to buff, but she's just deployed and then immediately popped out again. Sometimes I'll delay the despawn to make sure that she provides, let's see, where is the... I think it's the passive here, right? Yeah, so grants damage increase for 8 seconds to allies every time they use their ultimate. So this is helpful. If I do have ultimates ready, I will sometimes make sure that the ultimates get cast after I deploy Laurel before I recall her. That does give a little bit of a boost, which when you're talking about the upper levels of guild boss damage, this does come into play. Min maxing like that is certainly important. Let's see, who else are we missing here? I can show you my Volka, but my Volka really, gear has not been optimized at all. It is just for the invigoration and obviously for the respawn time reduction for everybody. That's why I have her in the comp. I think that's everybody, isn't it? We got everybody, guys. So that is the team. I love the guild boss. I really wish that they would give rewards for making it onto the top 100 every day. I think that would encourage competition. I'd love to see that be a change that they implement in future iterations of the game. I think it's something that would really, any place that they can create competition and in an uncapped way is really going to be healthy for the longevity of the game. So devs, if you are listening, please consider adding some more incentives for getting higher scores on the guild boss. Make people compete. I know that I shouldn't be top 10 based on my comp here, but there should be incentives to get the other people, the people that are only just doing 50K because that's all they need to. There should be a way to incentivize them to do better, foster competition in the game. foster community competition, and that's really going to result in a better product, I think, at the end of the day, and a more engaging product for everybody in the player base. So that would be great. In any case, guys, I do appreciate you watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. I've been Bluntguts. I'll catch you all next time.